dull company, prompting further conversation, where Emily was perfectly happy to let the interaction wheeze, rattle, and die. Amy also genuinely adored children. She found them winsome, even when they were awake, even when they were talking to her. It was not to be borne. "I had a governess," said the little boy. "I did not like her." "Where is she now?" Emily asked conversationally. "Dead." Said the boy, thinking. "The baby ate her." "The baby did not eat her," said the boy's mother, tutting at him and reaching over to straighten his collar. "Ah," said Emily. "She ate the baby." "Good God," said the family's patriarch. The various members of his family glanced at him sidelong and fell silent. Apparently, this signalled the end of their conversation. Emily was all too relieved for the excuse to adjust her position. She was pressed very tightly against the door of the carriage, so she had to revolve jerkily on the spot to make any progress, and gaze out of the small window at the countryside whipping past. Greenish-grey fields hemmed in by dark grey stone walls, the sky greying greyly above. It had been much the same for the past 3 hours, but it was somewhat soothing to be reminded that the world outside this four-wheeled hell still existed. She had allowed herself to be vaguely excited by the prospect of seeing the sea for the very first time, but when it did come into view, it took her a long time to realise that she wasn't just looking at another vast grey field. With her only diversion a severe disappointment, Emily misplaced the will to carry on, and the carriage started to feel very hot. The bony girl child sitting next to her smelled strongly of lavender, but it did not quite mask the bass notes of mackerel and milky vomit. The road was getting rougher, so that they were all bouncing out of their seats. Emily clenched and unclenched her hands and started counting the things around her in an attempt to slow her breathing. 6 pleats in each ragged curtain, 4 large gouges in the roof above them, possibly made by a werewolf or an escaped Pomeranian, 3 horrible children, 1 moth squashed into the upholstery just above the gentleman's head, so that every time he bounced near it, he risked making a hat of it. "Have you met Captain Edwards?" said the lady, trying to catch Emily's eye encouragingly. Apparently, she was very difficult to put off. "Have you?" Emily countered. "Oh," said the lady. "No, we are not acquainted." This Emily translated to mean that she desperately wanted to be, but had never received an invitation to become so. Emily had an invitation, of sorts. It was actually addressed to her sister, but this was merely an issue of semantics. The housekeeper had written to A. Miss Laurence to confirm her position as governess at Fairmont House, and A. Miss Laurence would be keeping the appointment. Amy had been too ill this morning to get out of bed, even to see Emily off. She had tried to pretend she was simply terribly sleepy, but Emily had always been the liar of the family. She had told Amy quite a few lies as she'd left to try to ease their parting. That it was all temporary, that she had written to Fairmont House to explain, and that they had inexplicably accepted Emily's help until Amy was well enough to travel. That she would be pleasant and amiable, and would not hold it against these people that they were gilded and landed and able to put out advertisements for staff, while the Laurences could only afford to send for the mediocre doctor when things were looking especially dire. That she would try not to be so angry.